Hi everyone, you are welcome to another interesting pattern drafting tutorial. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to cut a stylish asymmetric neckline blouse with collar. This is a detailed tutorial on how to cut this beautiful blouse and you will not want to miss any part of it. This tutorial is too loaded that I am very sure you'll be learning a lot of new things from it. So if you've not subscribed, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. This is the red version of this top and you will want to see how I arrived at this final result. Let's get right into the video. So I started with a plain paper, a plain white paper, and I kept it on fold. You just go ahead and rule a starting line, a starting horizontal line. And after that, I'll be taking some landmarks starting from this line. So I'll go ahead and take the bust level, which is shoulder at neck to your bust point. That is what I'm marking right now. Now I will also mark shoulder at neck to waist, which is the front half length, and then I'll measure the hip level. So just ignore my measurements because it's from a miniature form, but you will take the exact measurements of these points I mentioned as you get it from your clients or for any measurement, any birthday you want to make it for. So what I did was to go ahead and rule horizontal lines across this levels. That is the bust level and of course the waist and the hip line. That is hip level. Okay, so after that I had to go ahead and label all of it to know at a glance which each line stands for. So what I now did was to go ahead and measure the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, divide it by 2 and mark at 2 points at least, and then rule a vertical line like so. Now the next thing is to drop by 1 inch, which is the shoulder slope, and mark your basic neckline of 3 by 3. You can use 3.5 by 3.5 for someone that it's a big on the big side. So after that, I will go ahead and connect the shoulder, slope to the neckline just as I did right now. So now I took from this starting point 5 inches and I'll go in by 3/4. Please note the measurements I am calling out. Okay, so you go ahead and measure your bust measurement divided by 4 and mark at 2 points, and of course draw a vertical line like this. So now I'll go ahead and use these points to draw the armhole. Okay, you place your tape on at the shoulder slope, then at across chest, then where the armhole measurement meets the bust. Okay, armhole measurement is just round the arm where the arm joins the body plus 2 inches. So you just divide it by 2 and mark. So here is waist measurement divided by 4 plus that intake of 1 inch. So you're going to connect these to the side like that. So the next is to go ahead and measure the hip measurement divided by 4, and you will mark it at that hip level. Okay, whatever your hip measurement is, divide it by 4 and mark, but then you will add ½ inch to whatever measurement you get as your hip measurement, or 3/4 inch. So you connect this to the waistline just as I did, and we will continue. So right here you're going to go up by 4 inches. Yes, 4 or 4.5 inches. You go up by that and you then draw this line. Yes, 4 inches, that is what it should be. As I said, note the measurements I'm calling because what I'm measuring here is from a miniature form. Okay, so right here is the bust to bust, and I also had to measure bust to bust on this level, drop it by 1 inch and ensure it's at bust to bust. That is bust to bust divided by 2 because this paper is on fold. So I use this to draw my dart leg, which ended 1 inch below the bust point. I hope you understand. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue with the rest of the measurement. This is the under bust. Here you measure 3/4 and towards the center front you measure 1/4, and you're going to connect this to the bust point just as you can see me do, and also connect to the waistline. Okay, so that is all I did here. So this is the under bust tightening. So connect this to the bust point. I first connected to the waist line, okay, and then connected to the bust point, which is what I'm doing now. Note that the dart touching the waistline has increased the dart by 1/4 inch, and I took care of this while measuring the waist measurement plus dart intake. The dart intake I took there is 1/4 because the under bust tightening is always increasing the dart by 1/4 inch. I hope this makes sense. So go ahead and take a point on that shoulder line and connect to the bust point, just as you can see me do. And right here I am going ahead to mark the side bust darts, which is the difference between the front half length and the back half length. Okay, anything your measurement is, that is what you're going to use for your side bust dart. So I had to go ahead and trace out all of this so that it will appear on the second side of this, because the paper is on fold. I just had to go ahead and cut it out. So the essence of tracing it with my tracing wheel is to draw it out on the second side. So right here I'm completing my dart. I measured 6 inches down and I am completing the dart just as you can see me do. And I'll go ahead and trace it as well so that it will come out on the opposite side of this. I'll go ahead and open it up and then draw out all of those tracings that I traced out using my tracing wheel. So that is what I'm doing right here, so that I'll get exactly what I have on this first side on this other side. So this is what it looks like, and I will go ahead and continue with the back pattern. So to do the back pattern, we will start by drawing a line which will serve as the starting line, just as we did for the front. And I had to go ahead and mark back half length, which is the waistline, and of course from there I measured the hip line. So that is what I did, and I had to rule horizontal lines across this part. So this is what I have at the end of the day. I had to measure shoulder measurement divided by 2, and I will draw vertical line just as you can see me do, and I will go ahead and draw the neckline, which is 3 by 1. You can use 3.5 by 1 if your client is on the bigger side, right? You make your shoulder slope and connect the neckline just like this, as easy as that. Measure 5 inches down to draw the across chest. But now what I'm measuring is bust measurement divided by 4, and I marked 2 points there as a guide, and I drew a vertical line to meet the waistline, which is the back half length. So after that I marked the across back and I went in by 1/2 inch there, and I'm using it to draw the armhole, that is half of armhole measurement. If your armhole measurement is 18, you're going to mark 9 here, because this is on fold, right? So after that I'm not comfortable with the first armhole I marked, so I'm trying to cover it up. So after that I will go ahead and do the back tightening, which is going in by 1/2 inch there, and I took this up and also took it down like you're wedging a dart, right? So after that we will take from that tightening. So after drawing it, I'm just drawing it to appear clearly. From that back tightening, we'll measure waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart intake. Whatever your waist measurement is, divide it by 4 and add 1 inch dart intake to it, and go ahead and mark. So that is what I did here, and I connected to the side like this. So I'll go ahead and measure the hip there, hip measurement divided by 4, and you add 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. That is what I marked at that hip level, and I connected to the waistline. Now you will also go up by 4 to draw this back side. Okay, so you go up by the amount you went up by for the front part, and then go ahead and mark. So what I'm marking now is the midpoint, because I want to mark the dart for the back. Go ahead and mark your back dart the way you want to mark it, okay? But what I located is the midpoint, and I'm using it to draw my dart. My lower dart, I took it as 6 inches down, right? And then the upper one, I ensured it did not cross where the armhole ended. So that is what I did. And the size of the dart from on the waistline is 1 inch, right? So after that, I'll go ahead and cut out. So go ahead and cut out your pattern, and this is what it looks like. We will go ahead and start altering further because we are not done yet. I told you that this tutorial is loaded, and I am not even joking. So right here, I am going ahead to trace out all of these dots to appear on the second side, and after that I will go ahead and mark it out, just as you can see me do. So after marking it out, you can see what I'm doing. I am going ahead to draw the waistline the way I want it. Okay, so I'm going ahead to draw exactly how I want this hemline to look. You know that the hemline is equally asymmetric, just like the neckline, right? So that is what I am trying to achieve here. So go ahead and ensure that you look at your picture as you try to duplicate this hemline, or if you prefer any other styling for your hemline, go ahead and do that. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm trying to replicate what we have in the pinned picture. Okay, so this is the white version of it. The earlier one is the red version of the same top. So after doing that, this is what it looks like. So I had to go in there by ½ inch, and I had to draw out the neckline just as you can see in the pinned picture. So I had to go in here by about 3/4, and I'm using it to draw out this neckline just as you can see in the pinned picture. Try and replicate it. So that is what I'm doing right here. And I noticed that the neckline did not get to the line I drew earlier, so I had to draw another line because I want this part of the bustier to touch the neckline, because I'll be using it to tighten the neckline a bit. Yes, I want a contour guideline to be there so that the neckline does not gape. You know, this style of neckline, it can gape if you are not careful. So to ensure it doesn't expose the bust, you have to measure from the bust point upwards of about 3.5 inches. Use it as a guide while drawing your neckline so that the bust will not be exposed. 3.5 to 4 inches from the bust point upwards. Okay, at this level that the neckline is low. Okay, that is what I'm trying to point out here. So I have taken the tightening. The tightening I took there is 3/4. That is 3/8 on each side of the line that's connected to the bust point. I hope this makes sense. So after this, I'll go ahead and trace out the neckline just as you can see me do. I used the front to trace out the back. Please, aside what I am saying, pay attention to what I'm doing. I had to draw a line here because I'm going to move the back tightening to this point. You know, the zipper on this clothes is not at the middle, is by the side. So what I did now was to mark that and then go ahead and cut out the neckline, and I'll be transferring the darts and of course the back tightening to this line that I drew now. So I had to redraw this line right now, okay, because where I drew it earlier was at the back of this pattern. So I had to draw a vertical line like this, and I'll be moving the darts along this line for this side. You can see that the line is very close to the dart, so I'll be using it as the dart line. So what I did here was to go ahead and go to this waistline, and on each side of this line I marked ½ inch. So after marking ½ inch, I also had to measure the back tightening and spread it on both sides. Okay, I connected it like a dart. So while connecting this way, I ensured that the upper part got to the spot. You can see how I connected the darts. Okay, so I also had to connect to the lower one. I measured what is at the lower end of this dart and ensured that is what I have there, and I connected to the lower dart. All I did was to try to transfer the darts accurately to this side, and also added the back tightening to the dart as well. not just the darts but also the back tightening. That is what I took there. So what I'll be doing now is the collar, to draw the collar. So to draw the collar, you're going to get a fresh pattern paper and place the shoulder like this. Okay, allow the shoulder to overlap on the shoulder tip by 1/2 inch, but at the neck side it is going to be exact. It's going to just join together, but on the shoulder tip it will lap by just 1/2 inch. So go ahead and draw out the way you can see me draw out. Aside what I am saying, pay attention to what I'm doing and you will understand perfectly everything I am doing to achieve this, right? So after drawing it out, this is what I have. I had to replace the pattern and get accurately everything I needed. So that is what I did here, and I had to extend this neckline to where it actually ended in front. And then I am going ahead to draw the shape of the collar that I want, because this collar is not like it's equal all through from what I'm seeing from the picture. But if you want your own to be equal, feel free to do what you like. Okay, so I try to replicate what I can see in the picture, and this is what the longer part of the collar looks like. Now the second thing we will be doing here is to trace the second part of the collar, and to do this we are going to join this part together. But before we join it together, I am going to take a contour guideline on the shoulder. This part, because it's a slim kind of sleeve and because of the drop in there, it will gape if you do not take a guideline. So what I took at that contour on the neckline, as the contour on the neckline there is 1/4 inch, and I trued it to the shoulder tip. I hope you saw me do that. So I had to go ahead and join it and then go ahead to trace where I need to be able to get this part of the collar. Watch closely and you will understand what I'm doing here. So this is how I'm going to trace out everything to match exactly the shape we have on this part of the sleeve. That is the collar that we have here. So that is all I did here, and I'm going ahead to mark it out because I traced it with the tracing wheel and also partly traced it with my pencil. So you can see what it looks like. This is actually what we have, and I tried to replicate what we have from the picture that I am trying to copy, right? So after this is what I have. So I'm going ahead to label it back and front. So I'll go ahead and cut out all that is here. You can see the space there is actually bigger than regular darts because this space includes the back tightening. Yes, because we cannot leave out the back tightening. So right here is the front pattern, and I had to go ahead and cut out every part that is not needed. I also closed up the side bust. That's so important. And yes, after that I think this will be the end of it, but I will be placing the collar on this pattern so that you see what it looks like. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment and let me know what you think about this tutorial. Also do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to always know when I upload my videos. Okay, so after placing it all together, this is what I have, and I am here trying to join the trying to put it together so that the collar will match. You can see what it looks like on the front pattern. You can see the back pattern as well. Go ahead and cut this on fabric with 1/2 inch seam allowance all through, except for the side and the zipper allowance. Every other part needs 1/2 inch seam allowance. I always make my patterns without seam allowances. So I'll go ahead and also place the back part of this collar on the back so that you see what it looks like. So this, you can see how exact it is compared to the original picture. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for always stopping by to watch my videos. I will see you in my next one.